Hey, good morning, everybody. Manny Garavito here for another episode of Mornings with Manny, brought to you by MiamiNetworking.com. Every Monday morning, we go live and we talk about stuff we've learned. In this particular show, I'm going to share with you what my good friend Julia has learned in her life here in Miami and pursuing entrepreneurship. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning. How are you?
So, Julia Brodska, or is it Brodska?
Brodska. You got it right.
Julia Brodska is the author of the book Best Lifing, which was recently released on Amazon. And she also owns Juus Kitchen and also is owner of Brosells. Tell us your story, Julia.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So pretty much, I'll start all the way from the beginning, actually. So pretty much I was born in Russia and Ukraine during the war. And my family had to escape and we moved to Australia. We were very poor when we moved. Family didn't know the language and stuff like that. So I grew up in Australia. In school, I was bullied and stuff because I didn't know English, and we were very poor, so we couldn't afford the school uniform and things like that. So that made me really hate school. I had a lot of self-esteem issues and stuff, and so I dropped out before finishing year 10. And obviously those self-esteem issues made it really hard for me to really do much because I didn't believe in myself. So I got caught up with the wrong crowds and stuff like that. And then I was just really going nowhere. I was overweight. I had a lot of credit card debt, mainly because I was spending money and buying things I didn't really need to impress people, all those labels and things like that. I was in a lot of debt and I was really depressed and sad and overweight. And then one day I just had enough of it and decided I was going to start doing things to change my life. So then I started a meal prep business, and it was kind of accidental. So I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was kind of firefighting the whole time. But found people that helped me answer questions, did a lot of Google researching, and eventually we actually got picked up by Australia's biggest health magazine. So then it blew up. People found out about it and it got really busy. And then through doing that, I lost weight, obviously, and I was saving lots of money and got out of debt. And then I had a dream to move to Miami. And so I moved to Miami, and I've always loved writing. So I was always writing stories about this. And when I was going through hard times, I'd just sit down and write to get it all out and stuff like that. And eventually I just realized I had a whole lot of stories and a lot of lessons in writing. So I thought I'd put it all together and put in a book. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. And that's kind of the gist of my whole story. Yeah.
So I remember that when you were explaining to me the business that you do with Juus Kitchen, you've had a lot of ideas, and you were telling me that it was the beginning process. You were reaching out to some team members. You were trying to scale it. You were in a transition. There was a phase that we had a conversation about. Tell us what the transition was like, where you said to yourself, I've had enough of it. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to start being more financially intelligent. I'm going to start using my money. What was that transition like? What were some of the insights you've gotten?
Actually, well, I had to put myself on a budget because I was in so much debt at one point that even just paying the credit card debt off was impossible. Every month, all of my money went to my credit card debt. So I just had to really write out a budget, figure everything out, and follow it, stick to it, get some discipline, and yeah, really just make some sacrifices and stop living the way I was living to get what I actually wanted. So that was pretty much that. And I just, followed it. I guess the business kept me busy, so I wasn't out all the time and spending money.
So were you doing this budget and investing in the business at the same time?
Yeah, no, first I got out of debt. There wasn't much investment because it was a meal prep business. So what would happen is customers would pay for the meals and I would just spend money on the groceries and stuff like that. And then what I had left would, go on rent and stuff like that. But because we had so much volume, we were always a little bit profitable, and anything that was in the business was getting saved in the business. And then what I was earning, I was still working full time. So what I was earning in my job was just going to pay off all my debts. And then eventually I found a middle ground and had some money to reinvest in the business and
Mm-hmm.
had paid off my debts from the money that I earned.
Two birds with one stone. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and tell us the process of what it's like, writing your book and having it self-published and getting it out there. Because I'm seeing online, by the way, guys, make sure you check out Best Lifing, her new book. I'm seeing online a lot of people are talking about it. It was a hit.
It's been great. I'm so surprised how amazing it went. The whole launch. So the process of writing was really amazing. Like I enjoyed it. I set aside an hour every single day, and I just used to sit by the pool or somewhere quiet by the beach and just write. Like I love writing, so I didn't have to think about anything else. No phone. Didn't have to do anything else. Just write and enjoy that. One mistake that I used to make in writing was I always used to try and do it perfect. So if anyone out there's writing writer's block, it doesn't really exist. So the other reason why we really have writer's block is because we're really just trying to get it perfect. So if you're ever feeling that, just get out there and put the words on a page. Who cares how it sounds? You can fix it later. So a lot of that, it's just got to start brain to page. So I just used to write anything, and in the end, there was a whole lot of rubbish, but then once you go through your first edit, you can just start getting rid of that and changing it and making it perfect, I guess. So the process of writing was amazing. And then when it got into the editing stage, that was really fun too, because, every week, once I found an editor who would send me all this work and, you get to see your own book, like, yay, I'm editing now, So that was good. And then, when we got to I think the hardest stuff for me personally was the book cover and settling on the title and things like that. But that's really because I've got no graphic design background or anything like that. So it just got some experts to help me. And then with publishing, self-publishing, I guess it's hard if you're doing it for the first time, but it's not really hard in hindsight. So you just got to do some research. And then, you just kind of got to go through, you got to just know what you're doing. There's a lot of stuff online. You can just learn through that. Lots of courses about self-publishing. It's just a lot of time and research, I would say.
How long did it take you to from getting started to getting it out there?
So are you talking about including writing the book?
Yeah, everything from the initial idea to it being published.
So I was writing it for more than 5 years.
Wow.
But that's because I had commitment issues, and I think it was also a lot of fear. So this book is a lot of my personal stories and a lot of my lessons, and I think I was just scared of putting it out there. But once I kind of I won't say I got over the fear, because I never really got over the fear, but once I grew some balls, it probably took about 6 months to get it from okay, I've committed and I'm doing it. I guess from editing to published was about 6 months.
Okay. So once you have the ideas already laid out, you have the content, the chapters ready, then the editing to the publish isn't as bad as waiting 5 years. Okay, great.
Yeah. Well, once the book was finished, I sent it to the editor, and that whole process took 6 months. But it could take less for people. It just depends on how much you want to go back and change and things like that.
It's great to hear stories like this, because I'm so fascinated with creators that do content and how open it is for us to start getting our work out there, that we can actually get a book out now. Remember back then, all the gatekeepers before, you got to get the okay before someone prints your book. Now it's okay, I have the content. Now I'm just going to lay it out on these chapters and get it published. Did you use what self-publishing company did you use?
There's not really a company. I did it all myself. I published everywhere. So you can find it in the bookstores. You can find it on Amazon. Bookstores, you probably still have to ask them for it because it's quite new. But if somebody asked, they would order it. Where else? Yeah, everywhere. It's on every platform. I think you can find it everywhere.
So tell us about the book. When someone reads it, what are they going to get out of it?
So it's really about, I think you're going to get a lot of stories of things that I've gone through that you may have gone through as well. You got the seven areas of life, which is what I focus on. So how to overcome, all your fears and things like that in that. Mainly overcoming limiting beliefs, creating fulfillment in those 7 areas of life. and then just living your dreams and how to do it, how to figure out what your dreams are and get to doing them. Because I think a lot of the times we either forget about dreaming or don't believe that it's, possible to achieve our dreams, or we just don't do it because we're scared or we don't believe that we can for whatever reason. This book will definitely help you overcome that and give you the strategies and really realistic ways to do it, because that's exactly how I did it.
Yeah, I think, limiting beliefs is a real thing that a lot of people go through. And sometimes it takes a special person to show them that or help them get over it. It takes a certain personality. And I've got to admit, if I were to take some life tips, you would definitely be one of them, because you are living your best life. Like, I always see you happy. You've got a great personality. You're very friendly, outgoing. You're always attracting positivity. Like, you have this way of living it's almost like influential. It's like people are around you and then they feel the happiness. So yeah, I definitely vouch for that. Your personality is great. And I think that your book was a great idea to get it out there. Another thing I'd like to ask you is, what's next? What are you going to do now?
Oh, what's next? So right now we're working on, I've got a whole team. There's 12 of us. So we're working on best lifing. So I've actually just launched the website last weekend, and we're going to be doing best lifing boat parties, which is kind of a networking event. Plus I'll do a mini, presentation on the 7 areas of life and some things you can do there. And then the rest of the boat is just sipping champagne, getting to know, new people, and you can talk to any of our experts on the team. So we've got a nutritionist, we've got a personal trainer, we've got a yoga instructor, and then we've got just a whole bunch of other people, some content trainers, some other experts, business experts. So yeah, it's just my team of 12 people, and we'll be on the boat, and you can get tickets to that. We're also going to be doing sunset beach parties. So very similar concept, but just on the beach for people who don't like boats too much. And then we've also got our best lifing retreats, which is starting in December. And they're going to be just a nice big holiday house it's 3 days, and it's just jam-packed with stuff. So we'll have yoga, tennis, boxing, dream journaling sessions. There'll be heaps of speakers and presenters and things there. So it's just going to be 3 days just full of best lifing stuff, all my favorite things to do actually. And we're going to do gourmet cooking classes, and food and stuff will be there. So I'm excited for all of those. And then I've got 7 more books coming out. This is going to be a series.
That's great.
So we're going to have a series on every area of life, so then you can dig into the first one's about all of them, but sometimes, forever we're always going to be working on something, so you can just dig into more information on each of those if you needed to, or whichever one you're working on.
That's great.
That's what's next.
You've got a whole curriculum laid out, and you've already got 7 books in the pipeline. You already know the process, so now it's going to be more streamlined, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Sure.
Where can they find information about these events you've got coming up?
Bestlifing.com. So that's the new website that's just come out.
It's spelled in a very particular way.
Yeah, so big, like best, and then life, the word, and then ing.
There you go. Julia, thank you so much for being a part of the interview today. I really appreciate it. Congratulations to your
Thank you so much for having
success.
me.
My pleasure. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you check out Julia's work and her book. I placed the link in the description of this video, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye, guys. Bye, Julia.
Bye. Thank you.